Hey, good morning, everybody. It's your lead seed sowing sister, Patrice. Thank you for joining me for another morning seed, aka the morning drop. Today, we're jumping right into Genesis chapter 3. As y'all know, we're going to read the word, break down the word, and then we're going to leave with a question to ponder. All right, let's jump on in. Now, the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God really say you must not eat of any tree in the garden?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say you must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die." "You will not surely die," the serpent said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat of it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of them both were opened, and they realized that they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together to make coverings for themselves. Then the man and his wife heard the sound of the Lord God as he was walking in the garden in the cool of the day. And they hid from the Lord God among the trees of the garden. But the Lord God called to the man, "Where are you?" He answered, "I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid, because I was naked, so I hid." And he said, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree I have commanded you not to eat from?" The man said, "The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree, and I ate it." Then the Lord God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" The woman said, "The serpent deceived me, and I ate." So the Lord God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, cursed are you above all the livestock and all the wild animals. You will crawl on your belly, and you will eat dust all the days of your life. And I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel." To the woman he said, "I will greatly increase your pains in childbearing. With pain you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you." To Adam he said, "Because you listened to your wife and ate from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat of it. Cursed is the ground, because through painful toil you will eat of it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. From dust you are, and to dust you will return." Adam named his wife Eve, because she would become the mother of all the living. The Lord God made garments of skin for Adam and his wife and clothed them. And the Lord God said, "The man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever." So the Lord God banished him from the tree of Eden to work the ground from which They had been taken. He had been taken, excuse me. After he drove the man out, he placed on the east side of the Garden of Eden a cherub and a flaming sword flashing back and forth to guard the way to the tree of life. So today, as we get into this, there's a verse that to me it stood out more than it ever had stood out to me before. And I'm going to go back to chapter 3 and let's go back to verse 6. This one verse really kind of stuck with me and it made me think about it. So I'm going to read this verse to you and I want you to really think about your life for a second. We ain't going to call nobody out. We're just going to talk about ourselves, right? This one verse leaped out to me for one reason, the fruit. But let's talk about it for a second. When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were open, and they realized they were naked. So I want to tell a little story. So I know usually when I do this, I do a little breakdown, right? But I want you to travel with me for a second. Think about when you go into the grocery store and you see those beautiful apples, right? Or whatever fruit is your choice. Y'all know I like a Granny Smith apple, a little sour, real good with a great crunch, right? And when you go into the store, they have it laid out so nice and it's so polished and it has that nice waxy film to it. So it looks delectable. And it's one of those things that you're like, ooh, this apple look good. Ooh, I can't wait to get home. Slice this up and have me a little taste of this, right? Well, the same way that we get excited about, that we saw Eve get excited about that apple or whatever that fruit was on that tree because it looked good, we later come to find out it really wasn't good, right? And just like we see in the commercials where people will go and they will make these, so-called pancakes and they'll make it look all good. And next thing you know, what you think is syrup is really a watered down motor oil being poured on top of the pancake. So it looks so good and so appetizing that we're like, ooh, this looks so good and so pleasing. I can't wait to run by whatever place you like, right? And it made me think about us in today. We blame Eve and we fuss at her, right? But so many of us are just like her. We have found a different fruit that we get excited about. And we've placed that fruit in our hand because it looked pleasing. It looked satisfying. We thought we were gaining something with whatever that fruit was, right? Whether that fruit was, I got a new boo, I got a man, I got a woman, oh, this new car, oh, this house, oh, all these things, right? I done moved into this new neighborhood. That was the fruit. And at the beginning, it looked so delectable. It looked so good. And everybody was like, oh, you winning, you gaining. It's great. But when it really hit the fan, you start noticing that new car that I thought was so amazing, when that first actual payment was due, you was realizing you were paying more for that car than you were for your apartment or for your mortgage. Or you realize that guy or girl that you were so excited about and they looked delectable and just pleasurable and they could hang a suit or she could really wear a really nice dress and when she walked, ooh-wee, that kind of thing, right? We got excited about that, but when you wanted stimulating conversation, that wasn't the person you could call. Or you noticed that, maybe I got that promotion and I was so excited about it, but you realized that they wanted more than just your time. They honestly was wanting your soul. Today, I want you to stop and think about your life. And for those y'all know, this is our Q to P. I want you to really think about it. What was that piece of fruit? AKA, what was that thing that got you so excited and it looked so good at the moment that you was like, yep, I'm winning, I'm gaining, it's all good. And then later you realized, you know what? I ain't gaining, I'm truly losing. And things are happening that I never expected. I want you to share that with us in the comments so you know you're not alone, right? Not alone. And I just want you to just throw that in there so we all know together, hey, I've picked some fruit too. You've picked some fruit. But the good thing about Jesus is that he gave us an opportunity to be restored and be redeemed in the New Testament. So we knew when we saw that so-called fruit that was making us think that we were gaining and winning, we wouldn't be tricked anymore because we would seek him. All right, y'all. I just wanted to share that little piece today that was on my mind with Genesis chapter 3. When you all get an opportunity, please make sure you comment, like, share, subscribe, engage with this post, and share it with a friend because you never know who needs this. All right. I'll chat with you and have an amazing day.